Thank you so much, Mr. President. How often I've said that, but now it's a little bit different. But we will get to that. I just want to say again, happy, healthy New Year to everyone. It is really good to see everybody and to be back in the chamber. Although it wasn't that many months ago that we were here, I think we thought that our reunion would be a little different, that we'd be more opened up. But obviously, COVID had other plans for us, so here we are, but we are looking forward to being able to get back together in full force. But, you know, even though we are in this place, I will say that this is not a repeat of March of 2020. We now, as you've indicated, have a strong arsenal of tools to fight the virus, to limit the human and economic toll that the pandemic has taken on us. And in order to do that, I will do my public service announcement. We need people to get vaccinated, get boosted, wear masks as we push through this phase of the crisis. I want to thank Governor Hochul for stepping up during uncertain times. Although this will be our first session with Governor Hochul at the helm, we've already accomplished a lot together, and I am eager, frankly, for a year of continued collaboration. I want to thank my deputy, Senator Gineris, who's always stood by my side in all of these endeavors. And of course, you know, I want to thank all of the members of certainly my majority, as well as all the members here in the chamber for the work that we do. I do want to acknowledge my counterpart, Assembly Speaker Carl Hastings. And again, he's somebody who stands on the side of justice and has always been seeking to make New York a better place. And here back, thank you, Senator Ort. We do have, you know, we've had an opportunity to work together. And again, I think that we have been, you know, it's been easy, collegial, and I look forward to continuing that relationship as we move forward. And certainly, again, Senator O'Mara, it's good to see you. Thank you for you know, doing the important work that you do and standing in for Senator Lanza at this point. And I look forward to the continued efforts to make sure this chamber moves smoothly. And of course, to Kristen and our own Chantel and all the staff. We couldn't do it without all of you. And we certainly acknowledge the power that you give us to do our jobs. And, you know, with that, I want to formally address my friend and colleague, Senator Benjamin. I want to say goodbye to Senator Benjamin and welcome Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin. You know, you've always been one of my main presiding officers, and quite honestly, it is great to see you in this role as Lieutenant Governor. Although I think you might have seen what I was going to say today, because so much of what you hit upon is in my speech. But again, thank you for continuing to serve the people of New York State, and thank you for making the seat available in the 30th District for our great new Senator, Cordell Cleare. Usually we have an opportunity to give people formal introductions and we all clap and we're happy to have you. But just so people know that Senator Cleare is a longtime activist. She's a former Senate staffer. She has a heart for service for the people. And I know she will be a tremendous asset. Thank you for joining our ranks. So, the new year presents an opportunity for a natural reset, where we can reflect on previous events and apply new insight to the tasks ahead. We as a state have plenty to reflect upon. This past year tested us in new ways, revealed the depths of old wounds, and challenged each and every one of us as elected officials to step up on behalf of all New Yorkers. 2022 will mark the second anniversary of COVID-19. The hardships that we've endured cannot be understated. To date, we've lost 61,000 New Yorkers, 61,000 New Yorkers. And at this point, we continue to offer our condolences to those who have lost loved ones. This once-in-a-lifetime crisis amplified pre-existing inequalities and brought our economic and social systems to a grinding halt. Despite these historic challenges, however, the Senate majority proved that we were up to the task of meeting them with decisive action. We stabilized our healthcare system and rolled out one of the largest and fastest vaccine initiatives in the country. We bolstered the economy from the ground up with the help of our federal partners through the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We were also able here in the state to provide $1 billion in small business grants, $2 billion to excluded workers, and the most progressive budget in history, which successfully jump-started the most devastated sectors of our society. And we didn't stop there, because COVID-19 did not just devastate our health system and economy, it revealed deep inequalities that had gone unaddressed for too long. Last year, we moved New York closer to a reality where every person has an equal shot regardless of their zip code, their background, and their circumstances. We took major steps to level the playing field for all New Yorkers by investing record funds in education, requiring the wealthy to pay their fair share in taxes, strengthening our gun safety laws, and recommitting ourselves to a greener future. We may never return to our old sense of normal, but that's only because we are becoming more exceptional. Our conference has laid a strong foundation from which to grow. It's time for us to continue our collaborative work and deliver even bolder policies that will make New York a fairer haven for opportunity and success. This is our chance to step into a promising new era. That begins with moving our state towards social and economic policies that acknowledge the changing nature of work and gives New Yorkers the tools they need for the jobs of the future. In order to fully support the workers, we need to ensure that parents, very much what you said, aren't forced to choose between a paycheck and raising their children. Under this current system, our children ultimately pay the price. It's time for us to make universal, affordable childcare a reality in this state, because this common sense policy will transform labor and give kids a head start that will change the course of their lives. New York stood, we must remember, in 2016, we stood in the forefront by enacting the country's strongest and most comprehensive paid family leave program. We must lead again in this way. I want New York to be a state that invests in the next generation, from the cradle to college to whatever the training they need to have. This can only happen, however, with statewide, fully funded pre-K to accompany universal child care. I'm proud of the advances we've made, but let's go that final mile and ensure every district has the resource for generations to come. COVID showed us the vast untapped potential of remote working and learning. Unfortunately, roughly 1 million New Yorkers live without broadband access. A huge sector of our state is being excluded from the growing digital economy because they lack the utility. Just as the New Deal brought rural Americans out of the darkness, we will have to do the same again with the internet. As we strive for greater prosperity, we must remember that small businesses and workers alike are still suffering from the economic devastation of the pandemic. Our historic investments in small business grants and unemployment benefits helped stop the bleeding and kept shops open and families fed. But now we need to help businesses and the workers that power them not only survive, but thrive. We need to stem the rising costs of unemployment insurance for small businesses while ensuring that workers receive benefit increases that have been delayed for years. We need to look at the tax rates at both small businesses and working and middle-class taxpayers. And we need to provide mental health support for frontline personnel who bore the emotional brunt of the COVID-19 cases, and fair compensation to essential workers who are still being stretched to their limits. Ultimately, we cannot reliably invest in our future without taking drastic steps to reverse climate change. We're running out of time to avoid the most catastrophic impacts of rising CO2, which would alter life as we know it. These once-in-a-lifetime climate events are occurring every year with increasing ferocity. This does not have to be our new normal. New York's been a trailblazer on environmental policy ever since we took the majority in 2019, and we are not slowing down. And as always, our conference will continue to fight for bedrock legislation that will protect the rights and freedoms of every New Yorker. We've seen other state legislatures take unprecedented steps to roll back voting rights and reproductive care. These anti-democratic attacks on our constitutional rights will not stand in New York. As in the past, our conference will be expanding access to absentee ballots, increasing the number of polling sites, particularly on college campuses, and always working to curtail voter suppression wherever we see it. We'll continue to rise up as a destination state for women's reproductive care so that every individual can make the choice best suited for their body. There is no alternative. I know this is an ambitious agenda. That's because we are ambitious people. Since taking the majority in 2019, we've proven time and again that no mandate is too big, no issue too small. That's why New Yorkers have chosen us to fight for them. After the events of these past 2 years and in the wake of our own government revelations, we've had a lot of healing to do. And I thank Pastor Traynor and thank you, Senator Breslin, for bringing him, because I think he's really set the tone on what we can do as people who are doing what the people of New York need for us to do. It has been an incredible, incredible period. But although it's been difficult, it's also an incredible period of growth. New York has never shied away from a challenge. We know as leaders we're meant to challenge the status quo and continuously build towards a bigger and brighter future. That's why I'm so excited to open up what I know will be another historic legislative session and work with each and every one of you to reach the growing light at the end of the tunnel. Together, we will emerge stronger than ever before. We have so much to look forward to, so much to do. We'll do it together on behalf of New Yorkers. I look forward to getting the work done. And so therefore I say, let's get to work. Thank you so much, Mr. President.